this best of 3. Best of 5, excuse me. Titanhunters.
In the past couple of weeks, it was Sock defeating Happy more often than Fortitude. Like Happy's adjustments hit Fortitude on the wrong foot. He couldn't really follow it up, but he had some days to practice, and everybody knows that this is the big one. Happy versus Lin was the grand final 2 times at WAL here in 2024. 40 finally wants to reach the top 2. He got 2 second places in a row. Is it going to be a third one, or will he finally overcome the curse? Or will it be the eternal grand final and the rematch of the winner bracket final and Happy versus Lin? You know what? We can only win, dude.
Yeah, when these 3 battle it out, it's going to be festivities regardless. So, early game starting to get underway. It is the Lich and the Archmage, as we were expecting. The first 2 big questions will be, which creep route is 40 going to choose? Is he going to go for the lab creep, look for a fast level 3, or something more conservative? And perhaps most importantly, will Happy try to fast expand or not?
That's right. We've seen natural expansion creeps with a fake, or with a narrow put on top to at least signal an expansion, trying to throw 40 off, but then attack instead. And this is what I think will be happening with a destroyer bust that will then hit 40. Then it's a lot about towers. How many do you get up? Is the timing right? Do you find the right balance between economy, stability, and also army and creeping? We're off to the normal start. Happy going for the right-hand side, 40 going to the lab. And then it's, of course, a lot about item drops here as well to determine the pace of the early game.
Happy has the skull, so it seems like he will try to fast expand. And you brought up the crucial point there as well with the destroyers. It's all about towers. How many can you get? Will they be ready in time? And on this map, like on some others, you have a lab accessible early, which means shredder, which means unlimited lumber. And I think for that reason alone, playing a destroyer bust is a bad idea on this map. Unless you have an insane early game. But if the early game is normal, I think 40 will always have 5 or 6 towers in each base, and there's no way you can crack through really, just with a handful of Destros, would be my initial assumption. Happy is going to try with a fast expo here, but we've seen that be cancelled sometimes, and then him having to pivot into something else.
Both with wonderful items, Ring of the Archmagi and Superiority for 40. We got a Claws on Happy. Both get what they want. 40 going for his expansion as well. Creep routes in the beginning, super important. Happy already has the Ghoul Squad here attacking early prior to the level 2 Water Elementals. Won't hit the timing, right? Level 3 will be up. There we go.
Yeah, and that's a big benchmark right now for the Archmage. Level 3 achieved really early. This is the advantage for human early game. If you have the perfect creep route and you're not harassed, you will get level 3 much faster. Thanks to the power of Militia, of course. The Lich, though, will have an advantage as well. When we start the fights between Ghouls and Footmen, with the Nova, you can secure last hits way easier. And now 2 Ghoul last hits would be enough to get that level up. As we see Happy, by the way, setting up a narrow tower, or about to perhaps. He has got a cigarette at the expansion, but he's teching instead. It is apparently an attempted destroyer bust, if it will be that going that way.
That's why they call me the Prophet, Remo. Exactly that. Here we go. Defense by Fortitude. Not too much mana. Has 1 more Water Elemental, and Militia is here. Plus the tower is almost up. Happy now had 2 attempts to push the 12 o'clock and did 0 damage.
Yeah, 40's play here is looking very, very solid so far. I think I would like to see Happy try something new that he almost never does. And that's go tier 3 fast, play all that map control that you get with a faster tech, but don't go for the bust. Don't try to crack the base. Don't try to kill him. I think you can't kill 40, especially not on this map.
He did experiment a bit with later expansions and then Dreadlord, because that's going to be the downside if you go for the bust, right? You don't have a Dreadlord, especially not on a higher level, and then Gyros take over, and then you have no counter to it without a Dreadlord, really. That's problematic. There's so many difficult decisions to be made in this matchup, especially also because it's different from player to player. Like Sock is entirely different than a Fortitude is, so you don't have that cookie cutter build. And these builds also change on the maps, and from player to player, it's probably the most difficult matchup as well.
Happy gonna have to unsummon, but didn't give him any resources. That Ziggurat was basically gone already. And Fortitude has a really good start into the game so far. But of course, Happy always gets stronger with a higher tech. Once we got Triple Hero, once we got Destroyer Frenzy Orb, that's when things get serious. From the games that I've seen by Happy, he still mostly tries the Destroyer Bust. I guess the nice thing is, if you try the Destroyer Bust and fail, you can still make use of the map control. You can still try to expand after. But it does set you a bit behind, I feel like.
It's a Ziggurat down. It's 2 ghouls down. 40. Did he lose a single HP on a peasant yet? I don't think so. Just 1 footman died because of that narrow. But that's about it. This is as good as it gets. Like, if he can go for the main and get a slaughterhouse, that would probably be as good as it gets. And if you delay level 3 even further, but there's nothing to fear at the moment for 40, but he has to work on those towers.
Yeah, AM and Footies are creating space very, very nicely. This is an outstanding game so far by Fortitude. Happy is, yeah, a little bit behind here, but that can certainly turn around. Undead always only gets their full potential on tier 3, and is of course a fast tech. Tier 3 will soon be reached. We see the Shredder, obviously, and towers should be next. And there's still so much time for 40. There's so much time until the Destroyer Bust arrives.
Love the little poking. This is what you want. The Archmage is level 3. Level 4 is a nice bonus, but you want to save some creep camps for the 2nd and 3rd hero because those will be your lifeline. So using the Archmage and the Footman not to creep, but to disrupt the Undead and keep him from creeping as well, is the right choice. Even if the Footmen fall, that's fine. They will be falling to Destroyers anyway. So use them now and use them wisely. And 40 is not only poking on the right-hand side for that Ziggurat, he's also poking on the left-hand side for the ghouls. And again, I gotta say, 40, the past minute, is definitely going into his territory.
And the towers are coming. 3 in the main, 5 at the expansion. Normally 5 towers per base will be enough to save you against any realistic amount of destroyers around the 50 supply mark. And yeah, the Shredder is ensuring he's got the resources for it. Early also with the Masonry upgrade. I like that a lot. 40 is the king of this defense. Is Happy really going to try to crack it?
I don't think there's a chance anymore. 40 is just too perfect. He should try and go for his own expansion at this point. Or at least go for temples. But this is an incredibly difficult game now for Happy. Usually it's around his timing now, right? 9 minutes. He owns that timestamp. But what can he realistically do now?
3rd hero will tell us a lot. If he's going Dreadlord here, it is late game, it is counter expansion, it is 20-30 minutes possibly. If he goes Dark Ranger, he's going to try to all in.
And if he's going Pit Lord, that reeks of desperation.
Man, that's a hero I haven't seen in a while.
I did a couple of times. Like, that's the, okay, my early game was so freaking bad, I have to throw in everything I can possibly get. Pick. Basically, if you pit the Pit Lord here with Rain of Fire, the game is already over.
Got the workshops coming very early for Fortitude. He wants to be ready for possible destroyer timings. And there's no Dreadlord. It looks like a Dark Ranger.
Okay, and that opens up the sky. This is gonna be an easy game for the Gyros.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be an easy game for 40. How is Happy hoping to crack this base? 40 just needs to make sure to repair quickly. The most important thing to micro right now for 40 is the peasants. And the towers, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, we do have a masonry upgrade. We do have the peasants ready. Bursting out the damage with the Orb of Annihilation. Tower up still. Okay, needs a little bit of refocus. One tower down, second one about to. Lumberwork is not that impactful because we do have the Shredder. That's not an issue. Archmage focus is a bit of an issue here. Nova Stormbolt exchanges. Mountain King in trouble. Maybe. Ghouls are still fast with the coil left. The block by Happy. Fantastic. But it's only a level 1 hero. The tech is progressing. Quite some corpses on the ground, but I think it's still fine because this was the power spike for Happy in the game.
Yeah, Foley didn't even lose all the towers. He's got basically all the peasants still left. He's got a bunch of gyros, none of them fell. This was an easy defense, and I feel like this was predictable. Foley did a perfect early game. He has the Shredder. This is a map with a Shredder. He had a fast expansion. I think Happy, this is his strategic mistake these days in this matchup. Why is he trying to crack 40? It's not gonna happen.
I agree with you, man. And also, since he pulled all the ghouls, he got no lumber to go for banshees. He can't even afford a single temple just yet. So, what's he going to do? He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. His only option is to, like, drag it out even further? Creep up a little bit? Like, he could go for a counter expansion, but for that it's too late. Or he can try to crack the base again, but the defense is going to be even better because of the gyros and the flak cannons and advanced levels and the tech being done. Like, this is so large.
Yeah, Fortitude now creeping up, getting some much needed levels. Oh, Happy again hitting the main base. Oh, but the gyros are already here, ready to deal with the destroyers because they're not really useful for creeping anyways. Nice play by Fortitude, getting one destroyer right away in almost a second. That one could be chased down, and the air easily belongs to the human.
Bro, I casted the winner bracket semifinal. It was a 3-0 for Happy. It wasn't even really close. And now a couple of days later, the game looks like this. I'm very much confused. Is this an alternate universe?
Yeah, I think it's kind of Happy shooting himself in the foot, to be honest. He tried to crack the base, that doesn't work. He tries to crack the base again when there's more gyros out. He could have played this different. He could have just teched up, go for the Dreadlord, counter expand, creep up the whole map, level like crazy, and then hope that the tanks don't kill you. But when you go Dark Ranger, it's way harder to deal with tanks. We don't see them yet. But once Happy tries to expand, I bet my bottom dollar we're gonna see those tanks.
Abominations now, Remo. Happy with the double slaughter. Oh, another Destro falling.
He denied it. Happy denied the destroyer to get rid of the supply.
Okay. I start to think Happy really watches a lot of my broadcasts and I influence him in a passive way. I praise the Necromancer, he starts to play Necromancer. I start to play Mass Fiends vs. Orc, he starts to play Mass Fiends vs. Orc. Now, I keep on saying how bad destroyers are without mana, now he denies his destroyers. Am I the influencer to Happy's dominance?
Well, whatever he's doing this game, it's not working out too well. I would say Fortitude has an insane lead here. Happy doesn't even have an intended counter expansion coming up. The only hope for Happy is to get completely out of control with these heroes. Lich, though, in trouble. If he goes down, the game is over. Few more right clicks. Lich dead. That's it.
What the hell? This is Stomp. This is just a Stomp. He loses another. He got a kind of a double surround there. I'm in awe of 40's play. Happy gives him the opportunities, but 40 is also seizing every opportunity that Happy gives him.
Looking for some hero kills, but the staffs are there. Soon there should be a second. A-bomb taken out as well. And the Knights are strong on the field. Not quite as strong as against Fiends, but still they have more and more upgrades coming their way. I love the Griffin Aviary as well. Magic damage. Gonna be very good against the ground units. 40's got this. Happy's looking for his opportunity. He's hoping for 40 to misstep. And there is ways to come back, by the way. If 40 loses one hero with a TP and then the next two heroes die because they can't be saved, yeah, that's a way back. If Happy gets to like 6-5-5 levels, sure. But 40 will have to try hard to lose this game.
For that sweet Death and Decay, right? That you love so much.
That he always kills and never uses. Yep.
I know, mate. I know. Love the gyro bombs here to tickle the statues a little bit, show presence, get information. You talked about possible hero losses. 40 is ready with that. Heal potion, holy light, invul potion, rings, town portal, 2 staffs already. He's hitting all the right buttons right now.
Yeah, the only thing missing for 40 is levels. MK and Pally need to level up more, and then this is the perfect game. Archmage soaking up experience here still, because he doesn't want to be out of position, I guess. And there we go, Pally 2 good already. Kinda good, I guess. Lich, close level 5. Happy is banking a lot on this Lich. And Lich level 5 can work magic, especially before the new patch. He's about to get it. But I need him to lead now. He's so immense.
Thank you very much, Budcrumbs, for gifting a sub to Coach Neo. Love to see it. Ghoul run by, kinda nice as a follow-up to Nova. He is disrupting the gold mine. The main gold mine, but easy to replace, really. 40 still at 500 gold. Supply is surprisingly even, as you just said. But levels are also looking great. We got a Scroll of the Beast for the Knights. We got the dual staff online. Divine Shield on the Paladin. Level 2 Stormbolt for the hero focus. Griffins coming in, where Happy really doesn't have an answer to. Like, he got ghouls and A-bombs and statues. You know what? They're heavy armor. And they take a lot of damage from Griffins, and they can't even attack back. It's an unfair fight.
Griffins and Knights also share an attack type, so the upgrades here go really well hand in hand. Great army by Fortitude, just a great game. This is outstanding play by 40. He still has the big lead here, but the A-bombs are a little bit scarier now with the Scroll of the Beast. The Griffin is almost getting taken out right away. The Griffin count is still a bit low currently. One more is being made, joining now. 40 needs to produce 1,000 gold for 40. Don't tell me this is how he gives the advantage away.
No. There's a statue going down. Same for an Abomination. New Griffins are coming in. The production is only in the Aviary, which is a bit slow. Divine Shield on the Paladin to be safe. 2 Abomination would be 8 supply. We got 4 Abomination. This is 1-0 play.
Yeah, with the double Slaughterhouse, you can quickly get up on A-bombs. I think not having Clap here is kind of a mistake. Clap normally much better against those ground units. Griffin also goes down. Fortitude still with 700 gold, only now resumed Knight production. 40 making some big macro mistakes here, just producing too slowly. Could have spent it on upgrades, could have spent it on Knights. He was late on the trigger here.
Okay. Now he's pumping.
Oh! Cannibalize! How many times have I asked for this? It is such a cheap upgrade, such great healing. Oh no, 40. Don't tell me you're giving this game away.
This is also a lot of supply about to fall, and we don't have statues here to regen both mana and health. This is an easy snack again. And now I think 40 is in prime shape. These 3 A-bombs will fall in no time. Mountain King could benefit from a little bit more mana, but Archmage is level 5. Griffins are up. Stormbolt, A-bomb dead. Gyros, the remaining gyros are taking care of the statues. I think 40 got this now. It's not really A-click territory against Happy, but comfort zone for sure.
He's got the triple staff now. That's always amazing for human. Got a heal scroll as well. Nice against the disease. Oh, silence hitting a bunch of the heroes here. Heal scroll against the Nova. Lich needs more mana. I think he should start eating some A-bombs. Legit.
Yeah, for sure. But they are low HP, so it's not the greatest benefit. Bash, Bolt, nice. Holy Light on the Griffin to prolong the life. And the staff. Great sequence by 40. And what's left for Happy, really? It is a troublesome experience. The Disease Cloud is working to a degree. 40 isn't as rich as he would like to be. He is on 10 workers now again, finally. He got 1 lumber worker, by the way. This army is 64 food and only 11 workers plus the shredder.
Yeah, this game, I gotta say, getting closer than I thought it would. Happy now has really good level ups. 1 more level up and they're gonna be insane. There is still a long way to go for that though. But the closer that 40 gets to 80 supply, also the crazier this army becomes. Once it's got like 6 griffins, that's insane focus fire. from the magic damage.
Yep. He got 3 already, so halfway there. 4, 2/3, and more attack upgrades, which will be number 2. Happy scouts the creep, but he's on the opposite side of the map. Checks, okay, I can go into the base once again. This is gonna be another Nova. I'm gonna disrupt your main mining. But you talked about the levels, and that is level 2 Holy Light now.
That's a big one. Knight freebie as well. Staffed right there, ready for the Lich to pick off. That's kind of a big kill. What was the item, by the way? Ooh, that's a great one. Ancient Django for more move speed. That is wonderful to have.
Also attack speed. This is nice. No attack ever hit the expansion, by the way. This is unheard of. We go Gargs now. At the 20-minute mark, and speaking of the 20-minute mark, Happy has less than 1k in his mine.
And Happy morphing destroyers again. And this can be hard for the human to read. What exact army does the unit have? What do I need to build? There's great counters available to the human if he knows what he's facing. But realizing exactly what you need can be difficult.
Oh, he scouted, falls back, buys time for more gyros. Started gyro production immediately that he saw that heavy air. This is tricky. Needs a little help of the towers, water elementals, etc. Because at the moment, that heavy air could crush him.
That's so much mana. I think he has to give up the main for a little bit until the mana is gone from the destroyers. Towers finally all gone. Dude, is Happy really winning this game after making seemingly a big mistake?
Fortitude is waiting for the mana to be off. The Orb of Annihilation is not allowed to hit the gyros. Gyros are the game-winning unit now. He needs them in masses and can't be hit by the Orb of Annihilation. And I think the mana is dry now. And here we go.
Black Cannon going to work right away, but it's not that many gyros. They might be falling as well. You have to remember, Amos on the ground, hard to take out. The missing clap here seems to be a really big problem, but the gyros might still win in the air. In the end, we will see. Mountain King very hurt, getting the whole light in time. He's getting level 4 here as well. Powerful level up for him, but again, no clap. But the air goes to Fortitude. He's taking the supply lead once again. Stormbolt flies. DK in trouble. The whole light might be there. Force the Ankh or Invuln first. Both players losing lots of supply, but Happy down to only 33, 29 now. DK level 5 gets a high level up there. Lich with a Stormbolt onto his head in trouble as well. Bash now, really good bash again. Waiting for the next Stormbolt. Right click's coming through. He's got the Orb of Fire. Finally, the long range Stormbolt. So good, but there's one more coil at least. Maybe another. Happy retreating, has to run, and 40 does hold.
35 food, no income for Happy, no expansion in the works, only his heroes, and that's it. Not even a statue anymore. We all know that Happy appears to be the almighty, but not even him can turn this game around. Hammer to the head of the DK, if there's a bash, doesn't even need it. And Ankh here, this helps a little bit with the time, but he can be blocked, he can be bashed, he can be killed. There's a lot of Holy Light for these fights, and at this stage, Remo, I guess the human army is better than your army.
Yeah, with the supply lead, it better be. The gyros turning the late game around. Happy, I think, with a bit of a desperate move, hoping the Destroyer Morph would be enough to win the game without gyros being ready, but Fortitude got off a crucial scout and could adjust in time. And ultra late game, you can't deal with gyros as undead, unless you have a Dreadlord. But Happy didn't go Dreadlord, which might have been his biggest mistake this game. And Fortitude gets the map win here. Finally, again, a bit of success after that 3-0 spanking he received in the upper bracket.
And with that, Happy is on the receiving end now. This was the neutral map. If everything goes according to plan now, the last map, if we go full distance, will be played on 40's side. And I gotta say, 40 looking infinitely better than in the winner bracket semifinal. Really did his homework. Wonderful setup of the expansion. Keep Happy busy, defending the first ghoul push, defending the first army and ghoul push. This early game was flawless by 40, and Happy didn't have the right counter, as you pointed out throughout the game.
Yeah, I think that's the crucial point of this game. The early game was flawless. Perfect creep route, perfect expo timing, perfect defense, AM split along with the footman. Scouting was on point. He never allowed any damage towards his economy at the expansion. Absolutely marvelous. And then when you have this cruise control game after the perfect early, then it is a guarantee that the towers will be up. I think Happy made 2 big mistakes here. First, he tried to crack a base that was uncrackable. And secondly, he played the wrong hero in the Dark Ranger. Happy has to cut his losses, realize, okay, this game is too good for 40, there's no way I can kill him with his Destro timing. And if you can't kill him with destroyers, there's no point in Dark Ranger. She's not going to be good enough in the late game. Like I said, I think Dreadnought would have been better, counter expansion would have been better, map control would have been better. But Happy almost always, and I think that's a bit of his stubbornness returning, almost always will try to destroy or bust you. And I think it's shooting him a bit in the foot these days.
That's right. He doesn't have the cookie cutter counter to that. It feels like he has to come up with a solution to expand late game or later game and make the Dreadlord work. That's the only way to counter this.
I mean, he could still play Fast Expo on some maps. I think Tidehunters is actually one of the best maps for 40's playstyle. You get an expansion pretty easily, you get level 3 pretty easily, you are close to the Undead expansion to look for aggressive play, which is why Happy didn't even try for it on that map. On different maps, it might be a very different story. Map number 2 is Concealed Hill. And there we've been seeing Undeads go for instant expansion creep, instant expansion setup, which is similar, I guess, to Tidehunters, but here the distance is way further. When 40 wants to go from his expo to the Undead expo, that is half a world away. So here Happy's play might again pivot more to early expo.
Okay, then. Ooh, what a start. We all know that Happy is the comeback kid. He can make series work from a 0-2, no problem. But that's usually when crazy stuff happens, like big item drops, little bit of a, I don't know, lucky situation here and there. This looks like a fundamental flaw, and that's not that easy to fix. But yeah, very different map, very different expansion, lots of stuff about to change. It's not a foregone conclusion that this keeps on happening, but it is a foregone conclusion that the user Killgrim24 is freaking damn amazing. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs and resubbing yourself. Hearts in the chat for Killgrim.
Thank you very much. Lots of gift subs today by you guys. Absolutely amazing. And I guess it is worth mentioning again that Knubiquakes went absolutely ham pajamas yesterday with 600 gifted subs. That is the record that shall stand for quite a long time. Don't know if you're watching right now, Knube, but you are the man.
Knube is the role model. Why isn't every viewer like Knubiquakes?
2,000 viewers, 2,000 times 600 gift subs. That would be a lot of gift subs.
I have no idea how much that number is. I can't count that high, never do math on stream, but he's your role model, everybody. Everyone should thrive to be a bit like Knubiquakes.
I think our game is about to get ready. It took a little moment again to get map 2 situated, but we should be ready in just a moment. What are we going to see now? 40 has the lead. He has a little bit of momentum in this series as we have more gift subs coming in. Palindro also with a 5 gifted. Thank you very, very much.
For example, to the viewer, Toilettenpapierrolle, and I think that is wonderful.
Just as wonderful.
All right.
As this series is, at least. Oh, okay. I think I may have to restart the stream here. I'm having a bit of spikes. Hold up, hold up.
Alrighty. We got Concealed Hill. Why is that so different? Well, Butt Crumbs with another gifted sub to Butt Subs. We should all sub to Butt Crumbs Bud, in my opinion. So, why is Concealed Hill so different than Tidehunters is? Well, relatively easy. Tidehunters has the easiest expansion in competitive Warcraft. Concealed Hill has the hardest to creep expansion in competitive Warcraft. There's Purge, there's Poison, there's the big Overseer, there's everything. So that is quite rough to take. It's also harassable. You can just go there with the Lich, fire up the Nova against the workers die, your expansion is delayed, the tower is delayed, everything's delayed. And with that, there's a lot of pressure on Fortitude early. Happy has the chance, though, to go for an expansion himself and then shoes on the other foot. If he exposes his economy to that, it's also quite rough to hold against a higher level Archmage with the Water Elementals. There's very, very different dynamics in this game, on this map, between these two players especially, and I'm all here for it.
Alright guys, I was trying to fix the lag on the stream.
Funny enough, my stream is all of a sudden crispy clean.
That is very strange.
It doesn't help. I just thought I'd say. I had to point it out.
Alright, we got the early game underway. We have a bit of a slideshow at the moment. Sometimes this fixes itself. Happy going for the natural creep as expected. Fortitude going for the lab creep, which is not exactly the norm. Big creep, big experience, big item right away, but does slow down the human's expansion timing.
All right, it is the same timing for now. Will Happy commit to that expansion, or is it just another fake? We got a $5 super chat by Tajeda, and we got a €10 donation by Old Korean. Thank you guys so much. You're all wonderful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy's expansion is starting to be a little bit late. Did he invest in... His lumber seems a bit low. Still doesn't have enough for the expansion. You need 210. Maybe he pulled a few too many ghouls. Ideally, you want to start that expo way earlier. This might open the door again for Fortitude to be aggressive against it. Fortitude now calling the militia, clearing out his own natural. That will be his level 3 in just a moment. But the Lich this time will also get level 3 quite quickly.
Who will harass better? Both at 2.7, both with solid consumables, and Happy is indeed going for that expo. As you said, it is late. 40 is creeping uncontested. As always, he opts for the reliable expansion with the fast level 3, unlike Sock, who goes for a faster expo, more fragile. But can 40 with that level 3 now just push it?
Oh, yeah, this might be close. Happy rewanted to take out the footy down south because he knew that the tele-staff play on the AM might be dangerous. AM doesn't have a tele-staff, but he has boots and a heal potion and a parry-apt. AM is very difficult to deal with here, and Happy's not level 3 yet. How much time on the Haunted? Still takes quite a while. There is a window here, certainly.
We got boots, no staff. Also with the heal potion, man, he can stay there for quite some time. Can Happy surround the water elementals? He's trying to dribble through it. Nova, footy attack on the right-hand side. Archmage is a decoy. Happy doesn't get the surrounds. Floodgates open.
Trying to block the water elemental with the acolytes. He's trying to keep all the elementals away from the expansion. It is a double block on the elementals, but the AM still gets through and should be a cancel in the end. Cancel successful. Water Elemental denied. And the AM not even forced to TP yet. Happy trying to get the surround, but the AM too speedy. With the boots, he gets away. Big W for 40.
This is incredible. Oh my god, there's so many details here. Not even enough time to get through it. This footy? Okay, I was about to say he's gonna deny that as well. Archmage in position on the left-hand side to go in for another Water Elemental cancel. 40's Expo again, just like on Titan, just coming up without a single point of damage to his economy. But what a sequence, man. We got the Archmage storming to the left-hand side. Happy failing with that surround. That could have stopped this push entirely. But he couldn't. Then he gets the fantastic double block against the Water Elemental, but it is a little bit too late because the footmen were in position, so was the Archmage, and then this Expo falls apart, and that is why this is such a fragile strategy. You gotta be perfect to stop this Archmage and the Water Boys.
Acolytes again coming out for the block. Haunted about halfway through. The Water Elementals must be stopped. Happy can't stop the Elemental though. It is going to get into position. They're just going to have to use the Nova to get rid of it, which is successful. Do the footies have enough damage by themselves here is the big question. And the AM trying to get in range, and he does get in range. Perfect movement with those boots of speed as well. That is another cancel.
He's so freaking good today. 40 with wonderful movement at the 4th attempt. Happy finally gets the surround. And that is not even the big potion committed. The town portal is, but that's about it. He got 2 cancels on the cost of 2 footies and a TP. Got a free expansion on top of things. 40 on top of his game.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still a way back for Happy into this game. The tech has started. He's got a Necro as well to make Acolytes if needed, if the expansion finishes for Happy. But it may not. The AM is coming back again. We have a Skelly Scout. Oh, and it's about to be daytime. Zeppelin now becomes available. Oh, Happy in serious trouble. That is his expansion once again under fire soon.
No TP, of course. He's trying to creep up for that dangerous level 4 and the consumable, but he has to go to the bottom right-hand side, basically across the map. Gets the Scroll of the Beast, not too bad, but Archmage on the left-hand side, aiming for the graveyard, and there's a footy squad with the Zeppelin on the right-hand side. Happy is getting outplayed.
Yeah, no staff on the Lich, no boots. He is very slow here, can't get into position fast enough. Happy has to call it. GG after just 8 minutes. Fortitude with the perfect early game. Gets a somewhat easy win here. And I think this was just a macro mistake by Happy. He was just too low on lumber. He pulled too many ghouls. This expansion could have been easily 20 seconds faster had he had more lumber. He just mismanaged his resources.
And this was Happy's first losers pick. That was supposed to be the strongest map for Happy in this series. And he got crushed in less than 8 minutes.
Yeah, this is normally not the way we see Happy. When he is in the lower bracket, when the pressure is on, when all eyes are on him, that's when he finds another gear to shift into and goes Super Saiyan mode. But this might be the time. This might be the tournament. The one tournament, you guys, where Happy might not make the grand final. Of course, we've been here before. Happy being down 0-2 in a best of 5. This is not new, exactly. He's come back from this spot before, but I'm so glad to see 40 in stellar shape and look much better than in the previous series.
We were all here on Wednesday. Winner bracket semifinal. Same matchup, same players, pretty much the same maps as well. This is a 180. 40 comes prepared, plays his A game, no stupid losses, no missed denies. He's just playing super freaking good. And Happy is not in Dominator form. He's, of course, very, 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 very good, but it's not perfect. We saw that with the missed surrounds on the Archmage. Usually he gets that, at least the second attempt.
Yeah.
And mismanaging ghouls also usually doesn't happen to him. 40 just plays better today.
Yeah, Happy had the choice also on this map, by the way. He could defend everything at home, trying to save the expansion, or he could have gone for counter pressure, expecting that perhaps the expansion gets cancelled. If there's 3 or 4 ghouls in the north, it makes for a very, very different game. Happy gets some serious damage in as well. Expo gets delayed. But he was keeping everything at home, putting all of his eggs in that basket, thinking that he could hold the expansion even if the AM attacks with level 3. But he couldn't. Fortitude here moved beautifully, by the way, with the boots of speed. The way he was evading those surrounds, really well done. But yeah, unfortunately, it was just a silly, silly mistake. Low lumber. The lumber was too low, the expansion was too late. If the expansion had been faster, this would have been, a great position for Happy that game.
And now, tournament life on the line. Lin already pretty much destroyed him yesterday with that 3-1. It could have been a 3-0, let's be honest. It's due to Lin that it wasn't a 3-0, not due to Happy. And now he's down 0-2 against 40 as well. Yeah. What the hell is happening? Can 40 close it out? Who 3-0s Happy?
Yeah, this normally doesn't happen. This would be quite sensational indeed. Fortitude, he's been still very active, still very dangerous in these last 2 tournaments, but the star players were certainly Happy and Lin. Back-to-back grand finals. Perhaps again today expected to move into the grand final. But that might not be the way this all shakes out. Map number 3, Hammerfall. Can be a very difficult map for Undead as well. this is where Happy must start his comeback if he wants to have a chance.
Last time Fortitude won against Happy was May 8th in the Don't Force Me Cup show match. Since then, Happy won 6 times in a row. That streak could now be over if Fortitude wins either this map, or the one after, or the one after that. And on Hammerfall, things tend to be relatively quick. Will 40 crumble under the pressure? Can he close it out? Icarus Syndrome cannot happen to him, but we've seen very, very determined games on Hammerfall. We pointed it out in the pre-game discussion. 6 minutes games on this map with a super dominant Archmage aren't that rare between these two. So Happy, you gotta play Super Saiyan Mode 4 right now.
Are we going to see a switch of heroes? I think that's unlikely. AM has been selected already, and Happy has clearly shown that his favorite hero is the Lich. I wonder on the new patch if he's finally going to accept the Crypt Lord. He was the most resistant undeads of everyone out there, never wanting to play Crypt Lord, hating the Crypt Lord. That will be a question for the future. Here it is, the Lich. Oh, and it is the fast Necropolis. Happy mixing that build in again. Delaying that first Ziggurat.
Yeah, that's the new build that we've seen previously. Skipping the Ziggurat, having a fast attack. The Lich Express is coming, but Happy 40 wasn't really thrown off by this too much when it comes to pushes across the map. Really curious how he deals with it now.
Yeah, well, this oftentimes means for the undead as well is that you don't make a Ziggurat at the expansion, but rather make the expansion itself, the Haunted, very, very early. Of course, you save that lumber. You lose a bit of gold at the start because you use the Acolyte to make that Necro, but you sell the TP, that's how you get gold back. And Happy's going for the instant expansion here. Look at the lumber for Happy. 200. He's missing 10. The Ghoul should bring that 10 lumber ASAP. Needs 2 more. Happy realizing how important the expansion of the Haunted is.
Okay, now we go for it. He can start this expansion while creeping. This is something we see a lot in FFA. Now brought to the one-on-one as well. This will help, of course. But it didn't last time we've seen this. There's Blight for the regen. Another big help for Happy in that regard. And he needs every single help possible. Expansion at the bottom now, which I think is a very good call.
And scouting with the Footman as well. Fortitude is soon going to find out what's happening. Hammerfall has a great level 3 creep route for the human. We see it here in effect right away. Going for the orange-green into expansion. AM already level 3 and Happy only 2.5. Happy must catch the AM on the approach if he wants to save this expansion.
Times now. Does Happy have enough pressure? Can he get that expo up now? He got solid damage. Archmage, immediate at the shop once again. Boots, nice. No block, nice. And Lich isn't level 3. He's far away actually.
Happy's threatening an attack against these peasants. Fortitude, though, is saying, screw it! I don't care about my peasants. I'm going for the counter attack your direction. Happy splitting his forces. Ghouls against the peasants. Lich returning home, trying to save the Haunted. Oh, how much time is there? How much time is there? AM arrives, and that's a lot of damage.
Water Elemental is here. Wasting a bit of time with the reposition. The Acolyte wall works to a degree. Is it enough? They're in position for the repair. Another Water Elemental can be summoned soon. Happy is not repairing. He's mining.
Oh, he's repairing now. He is trying to... Wait, was he not? He was repairing just with some of them. Okay. But also the expansion for 40 was stopped. The peasants were forced back. The ghouls there doing a good job. Lich level 2.7, but seemingly still far away from level 3. Oh, this build was supposed to give him a free expansion, but that didn't happen.
What a mistake to not start the repair. And 40, I mean, for him, it's totally fine. One base, tier 1, tier 1. He's the favorite. Water Elementals dominate ghouls. It's totally fine. Happy is the one who has to get the expo up or the tech. And he's in serious trouble. He might get 3-0'd here.
Yeah, the ghouls are keeping this game alive for Happy. If there was a human expansion now up and running, the game would basically be over. But Happy has level 3 Lich in a moment. If the Watch Elemental doesn't expire. Not wanting to use the Nova. It did expire! Oh my god, that is just unlucky. And the AM is back for the next round against the expansion once again. Happy, not concerned about the Archmage, is going for the attack on the other side.
Acolytes are attacking the Archmage. 40 not attacking the gold mine. Now he is. Ghouls ravaging the economy, but footmen are there. Water Elemental is enough. That's another cancel. Happy has to terrorize the 6 o'clock now. Looking like he does solid damage. He got the Nova now. But is it crucial damage? I don't think so.
Oh, next Nova could be big. Got one locked and loaded. Going for the Archmage. There's no healing on the AM. Deny as well on the Ghoul. AM now very hurt. And with that, he can't really attack against the expansion anymore. Only the Water Elementals can. In fact, there's still one Water Elemental over there. Still no expansion on either side. Quite a few resources. 40 can start the power build in a moment. And this game is still up in the air.
Is it though? I would definitely give the advantage big time to 40.
Doesn't have towers. Doesn't have health in the AM right now. He's healing. No power build Town Hall just yet.
Archmage is in position. He's hurt. Hero focus, is that an option? Maybe. Footman positioning seems fine. There's one Nova.
Ooh, big one.
Yep.
Lots of peasants going down this game. We see the counter going up. This is going to be 10 peasant kills at least. The tower might also fall. AM. AM is a... Where's it going? Where's the Archmage running to?
He was, I don't know, scared of a Nova, but there's no mana anymore.
He wants to go on vacation with the turtles or something.
Counter push, I guess. Happy didn't lose anything in this push so far. But can he hold his expo?
40 should be able to get the cancel here. Watch Elemental again going to provide good damage. AM, oh, almost getting surrounded. Is getting surrounded. The Acolytes get the encirclement. That TP is going to be gone. That is a painful loss. TPing home, back to the shop. Time to heal again. Still no expansion for any player. 8 minutes in.
Happy supply block now. Working on his expansion for the 4th time. 40 does have a tower up. I don't know if it's a scout. I think it's a scout tower only, right? So there's still time for Happy to recover. Not too easy to recover mana, but with Dark Ritual, there always is a way. Both are fortifying their lines now.
Yeah, we have a little death highway over here as well on this map. Bottom left is where we're going back and forth between these bases. Happy once again looking towards the peasants to do more damage. Nice pre-split on the peasants to minimize the effect of Nova. Happy attacking different targets at the same time. AM also getting threatened. This Lich is pretty strong with these items and those boots for move speed. And this time, way fewer peasants are going down.
I don't know if you can stop that expo anymore. Peasants are going down, of course. There's one, there's two. Ghouls are still there. And he's still building. Needs to use another Nova. Now the progress stops with Militia being called. Can he surround that Lich? Maybe? There's no staff and no TP. But not enough forces on the ground. But 40 holds. And 40 gets his expo up. Happy on the other side gets the expo up as well.
Yeah, Happy's gonna be...
Oh my god, this is so intense.
They're going to be finished around the same time. Double narrow for Happy also at the expansion is a good defense. 40 lost a lot of peasants. And on this map, there's no easy access to the Shredder. There will be soon when he creeps it, but it's still a while. And 40 can't get the cancel anymore. This is possibly a very even game now.
Well, you sure about that? Is 40 sure about that? Lots of ghouls, lots of footmen, 2 water elementals, 1 gets surrounded immediately and nuked immediately. That's a big pickup by Happy at level 4. The mana battery is on.
+4 intelligence, baby! Dark Ritual can soon be used. And now the Nova is amazing. Into all these footmen, absolutely tremendous. Of course, also the Watch Elementals against footies are very good. In lower numbers, this favors the human. In really high numbers with Nova, it might be better for Happy. But the 2-tower support, the Blight here that he's healing on, really good for Happy. He started the tech, so did 40. But Happy, a little bit higher on experience. A little bit faster with the tech. A little bit faster with the Expo. I think after all this madness, Happy has a bit of a lead.
The early game is slowing down after 10 minutes and 45 seconds. This is crazy. All right, let's tech up. Let's go to that tier 3, and then let's have an awesome, awesome late game. I'm here for it. Oh my god, this Nova, the damage!
8,600 damage on the Lich already. And by the way, in these kinds of games, when we're tier 1 for so long, both first heroes get tons of experience, and that means one thing that's relevant for the late game. They will both get level 5 pretty quickly. And the question is, who is that better for? And I would say it's much better for the Lich. The level 3 Nova, super sick. On the current patch, where it still slows like crazy, it is absolutely insane. And 4.5 already on this Lich.
Is this one of these games where 40 pivos into tanks and the General comes back? We'll see about that. Certainly an option. We've been in this position quite a few times. Happy ahead with the levels, a little bit with the tech, but 40 has great potential to catch up. Love Happy's Lich positioning, always keeping tabs, always denying some regen for free without too much of a risk, because there's no Mountain King yet, can't really stop it, can throw a Nova here and there to reduce the number of footmen when he sees, okay, this is a position where I can pounce on, grab the ghouls and attack.
And finally the Shredder for 40. That's something that every human always wants, but Happy still has the experience lead over here. AM though gets level 4. That is nice. Now we get the aura unlocked. Early upgrades on Happy, by the way. Ghouls about to be 1-1 upgraded already before tier 2.
And tier 2, you're talking about it, is finishing 1300 gold on Happy, 900 gold on 40. I think 40... Happy built like the 3rd Necropolis to save that little bit of lumber for the fast attack and faster upgrades. I think I've never seen this before. And he goes double Slaughterhouse.
Sapper, by the way. This could be a big time Sapper play. If the Sapper connects on both Nerobes and takes them out, that opens up the way for big time harass against the expansion. They're nicely positioned together. If Happy's too slow with the reaction, this could be the big opportunity for 40 to take the lead this game.
Oh my god, if he drops before, the attention of the towers might be on the units, and that opens up the floodgates for the Sapper. He's not realizing this!
Oh god.
He got so much time! Kaboom!
Happy doesn't have a staff. Didn't have a staff for the longest time. Lich has to go to the shop. Lich was somewhere else. Happy out of position here, getting punished hardcore, and that Sapper is absolutely glorious.
What a sick play by 40. Oh my god. Happy's supply block. Floodgates are open. Acolytes under attack. Mining stopped for the time being. And Happy, this... He wanted to go double destroyers, right? Like a big push. He's supply blocked for such a long time. Magnificent play.
Yeah, I don't think he's going Destros, actually. I think he's going for the true late game. I think he's going ghouls, upgrades, heavy upgrades for the late game, and Dreadlord. I think this is going to be a Dreadlord game.
Big mana.
Of course, 2 towers at the expansion taken out also means that tanks have a way easier of a time getting in there now.
Yeah. And you still got the Zeppelin up, which can drop. That is very, very fine. Deny on the Water Elemental even 15 minutes in.
The Lich just got level 5. That Nova now quite scary indeed. Death Knight about to get level 2 as well. Big upgrade there. Every level up basically here is a big one.
Ooh, Zeppelin taken out by this one Garg. Nice to see. Lots of statues, lots of ghouls. On the other side, double Rex, double Workshop, and early Sanctum.
Yeah, 40 might be expecting the play with the, what's it called? The Banshees? Don't want a Mastiel, not Coil anymore. Lich in trouble all of a sudden.
Oh!
Oh!
my god!
So close. But it is a Dark Ranger. No Dreadlord here, which I was certainly expecting with this game going so late. It's Dark Ranger and heavy upgraded ghouls. 2-2. Already now.
Why though? Cannon towers, paladin, rifles, frag shards.
Oh, inner fire rifles. Yeah, I think he's expecting Banshee play. Inner fire rifles are pretty damn good against Banshees. Inner fire rifles can be good against everything if you have great levels. Right now, that is not the case. Fortitude is not really ready for a big fight, and Happy's coming.
No. Gyros up, cannon tower still progressing. He wants more levels, but this takes a long time. Ghouls ravaging. While we've seen a million towers on Tidehunters, that's not really the case here on Hammerfall. We're working on the Pally, needs repair, but the ghouls are here. Split second decision.
Oh! Just makes it out. Can he survive though?
Huge.
Dude, the ghouls are so strong right now. Nothing can deal with the ghouls, and they're just eating them for breakfast as well. Yum yum, delicious snack. That's more mana, more Nova, and this Nova is terrifying. Happy hitting a super strong Frenzy Ghoul timing right now that Fortitude isn't ready for at all. He needs Griffins. He may have had the wrong read. Looks like he was expecting Banshee play. But that is not the case here. Happy hitting swift and hitting hard.
Can he close it out though? 17 minutes aiming on the Paladin. There's no way he can save that except with a staff maybe, but there is no staff. 40 after a 17 minute slobber knocker. Might have to tap out soon. What's left in the tank? Happy going A-bombs, fiends, another transition. And 40, 50 food, no gold, barely any economy. The heroes are suffering. Emperor, his revenge is nigh.
40 trying to stabilize. Gyro's now a good anti-air. He's trying to go for the Lich once again. A kill on the Lich, of course, could still be winning him the game, but there's a TP now. Unrealistic they can ever kill this Lich. In the meantime, the other undead heroes are leveling up more and more. Death Knight about to get 3. Dark Ranger got 2 already. And the silence is also making things difficult. Everything onto the Lich. Fortitude just wants to force this TP somehow. Maybe he can.
There we go. He was inches away from another coil, then he could have stayed longer. You saw it here on the night. What a destructive push by Happy. But yeah, 40, I agree. Got the wrong read. That was not the army he needed to build. I wonder if there was no gyro in the main. Didn't scout this. There was no banshees at all. Not enough gyros, not enough knights, not enough anything to deal with this. Not enough griffins, of course. And not enough static defense either.
Yeah, if you're expecting a ghoul flood, cannon towers, for example, can be amazing. We've seen some humans make 1 or 2 cannon towers in each base. That makes the flood for the ghouls much more difficult to go for. They're also kind of expensive though, so you want to save those resources if you can. And Happy there came in with a devastating strike, and now he's enjoying the lead. Fortitude though is getting somewhat close in supply. Not far behind anymore. But the experience is a way different story on the heroes.
Yeah, Archmage only close to 5 for the Lich is closing in on 6 for that beautiful Death and Decay. Mountain King close to 3 where the Death Knight is already. Items look tremendous, especially on the DK. And second heroes, like it's almost level 3 versus level 1. No Divine Shield whatsoever. But 40 still has something left to give. Happy a supply block, but he's going in again with the ghouls, forcing a reaction. We do have fiends, we do have web.
And that is supposed to be the counter against the Griffins, of course. If the Griffins get webbed in the range of the Fiends and Lich, they go down quickly. Positioning here for Fortitude is tough. He wants to get in damage from the Griffins while not getting caught by those webs. You can see how much he's prioritizing, microing them properly. And the magic damage is good. Against the ghouls, against the standards, against the A-bombs, working out well. Here we see the first web. Coil Nova onto them right away. Happy knows the important targets.
First one down, level 3 DR. Knight suffering as well. Disease Cloud doing damage everywhere. Clap in the backline. Oh, missed the coil. That was a big one. Holy Light isn't ready. Mountain King under fire. Invo Potion. Happy. is losing quite a bit, and that Lich is under fire again. Gets the coil in time, this time. And the Nova. Wow, again, a weapon of mass destruction, but same can be said about the Storm Bolts everywhere.
Yeah, Lich has way more mana though than the MK. Despite there being Brilliant Aura, the Lich with level 2 Dark Ritual can, if he wants, have infinite mana. Level 6, and not instantly skilling the ult. Okay, now he is, never mind. Again, I must say this. Frost Armor here would be insanely good, but Happy doesn't want to skill it. And I don't think he will need it this game. He still has such a big lead. The hero level is clearly on his side. Watch Elementals can now also get dispelled by the Destroyers. Now we have Fiends, now we have Web, now the Gyros don't have it so easy anymore. Happy has reached the perfect late game. Oh, eating more Fiends, having more Nova. MK in trouble. One more Nova will be his end. But with the boots, he does make it away one more time.
But he survives for now. Has to rebuild though. And recover. And regen. And Happy on the back of this big push expanded at the top. 3 base versus 2 is not a rarity in human versus undead, but the undead having 3 bases and not the human. That's kind of unique.
Lots of A-bombs here heard. Once again, Cannibalize could be really, really nice. Very cheap, very effective for the late game. As Happy is close to rounding out his army around 80 supply. Very rich, understandable now, of course, with that triple base. Mining. More creeping to be done. 644 about to be achieved on the undead side. 40 finally got some decent levels. 5, 3, 2. That is good, but not enough for this game, perhaps.
What can possibly save him? No tanks, no zap. Berlin. Upgrades are absurd. 2 upgrades, man. 6 undead upgrades. And still time to creep. Really surprised Happy's going so many Abomination. Pretty 1-2-0-esque. But I guess it makes sense. Especially when you can eat them.
Yeah, I wonder if Blizzard would be the proper transition here. Water Elementals also aren't bad, though. If you can dominate the air against the Destros, then Water Elementals are still good. How many gyros are there? 6 gyros only, though. Oh, that doesn't seem like it's enough.
Good to produce, but rather expensive. Another quick little run by. Get some damage on the workers done. Cannon tower is up. That helps. Arcane as well. Not on the greatest position, though. Can 40 hold again? Opening the fight with the Fiend kill for free.
Happy, apparently, doesn't want to fight. TP's home. Eating some more Acolytes. Lich continuously hungry. Fortitude now down to only 1 mining base. This is, of course, now the big advantage for Happy. He's still got 2 base mining. He knows time is on his side. And may as well wait for 40 to attack his way.
The economy advantage isn't that big, though. Happy's in high upkeep. So paying a lot from these 2 mines. 40, not yet. But yeah, clock is ticking. In favor of Happy. Supply advantage, level advantage, gold advantage. All the advantages.
Huge arc by Happy. Oh my god. Look at the Scourge here running in. Clap is really good. AoE against all this stuff. What is 40's army? 5 knights, that's it. Where's the rest? Where are the gyros? Now they come. Well, but it ain't that many.
Heal ward on the side as well. Mountain King under fire. Needs an invul. Gets it off. Staff's on cooldown, so this is a little bit dangerous here. Only 3 gyros remaining. Destroyers in the air with mana. 40 calls it. And nobody eliminates Happy 3-0. Not Lin, not 40. Emperor on the way to a reverse sweep.
That is the first step to make in a attempted comeback. But this is also what we saw yesterday when he was able to win map 3 against Lin, but then lost the series in the end on Turtle Rock. Fortitude can still close this one out. He's going to have 2 chances on the upcoming maps. Northern Isles will be map 4, and then map 5 will be Echo Isles, I think. But Happy here. Keeping a calm head, I want to say. Staying persistent. He tried with the expansion, it failed. He tried again, it failed again. But then on the 3rd time, it worked. And very importantly, he didn't just bank everything on defense, trying to hold the expansion like he did on Concealed Hill. He had ghouls across the map. He threatened the peasants. He delayed the expansion. He cancelled the tower. He cancelled the town hall. He got so many kills. The Lich really took over at some point with those Novas. Boots of speed also, very important I think, to get on the Lich. And once you got level 4, the Lich will dominate the center of the map. Happy here having a much better game, it seems.
And I can report that my bladder is so full. I gotta leave you for a second, otherwise I'm gonna explode. And
that would be fun as well. That would make a good clip.
Yeah. It's probably against the TOS though.
Ah, shame. All right. Also, a moment for you guys to get some refreshments. We have a short little break here before the next map starts off. Northern Isles is Fortitude's pick. This map, considered normally not to be so easy for level 3 Archmage creeping. I think this is mostly the early game that 40 wants to play. Creep level 3 AM, expand behind it, and attack with Archmage to cancel Undead expansion. On Northern Isles, if you want to follow that recipe, you would have to go Tuskar first, and then 1 green, and then natural, maybe. Is that even enough? Or you go triple green and natural. In my opinion still, Northern Isles is the best map for MK. I think MK is the best strat here if you play it well. But I can't blame 40 for not playing MK here either. Archmage is what he's been favoring for many, many weeks now. This is what he's much more practiced with. And you have to stick with what you're used to right now. That was very fast, Neo. Did you wash your hands?
Why would I wash my hands? I got a clean dick.
Okay, Asmongold.
Yes, of course I did. Yes, of course. Unlike some members at Raraland, I don't want to call out names, but there've been some filthy people.
Naughty. Naughty.
But, I mean, they're from the UK, so I didn't expect anything else.
Oh. That's what you get. Rotten teeth and no manners. And apparently, a lot of stabbings. I have a friend from the UK who's from Luton, and he says there's like 2 stabbings every week, which sounds Luton like The Last of Us or something. Yeah, you Englishmen are kind of crazy.
If I got this correct, Luton is also a should be avoided area.
Yeah, I hear the football club is pretty intense over there.
Yes, I heard they are on the right wing side of things very much.
Huh. Well, I hadn't intended to go. I guess I leave that all to the Lutonese. Oh, Dark is actually in the chat. Speaking of disgusting Englishmen. Just kidding. Hope you're doing good, dude. Yo, Dark, are you coming to Raraland again?
Hell yeah, he is.
I hope so. Nice. Is Governor also coming? The English crew?
Don't know about Governor. I know about a lot of the Aces dudes. I know Cephid is coming again. Of course, all the players. So yeah, it's gonna be a big Phantom Aces squad again for sure.
Nice. Thank you, Mystisk. It's a confusing name. With the resub, much appreciated. Remo about to get headlocked and submitted by the Englishman. I'm looking forward to it, baby. That's my that's my dark fantasy. My dark twisted fantasy.
Is it your dark fantasy that Dark puts you in a headlock?
Yeah, that's the double dark. Chocolatey sweetness.
Who's supposed to get Remo in a headlock? Cephid? Come on, Starbuck. Well, maybe Dark. I think Dark did jujitsu or something.
Yeah, I'm sure that Reaver could turn me into a pretzel, no problem.
He's not from the UK though.
Yeah, he's South African, right?
That's right.
He was there last time as well. Would be cool if we're gonna see him again. All right, guys, we almost bridged the time. Once more, the players asked for a short break, deservedly so, after that thriller of a third map. Now we'll be heading into map number 4 in a moment. Oh, and there
we go.
Indeed it is.
There we go. Oh my god, I'm so hyped. Is it happening again, dude? Is this the start of the turnaround as we've seen so many times? Good thing about 40 is, though, that he has also a crazy mental game. So he's not going to be deterred. It's like, okay, dude, I owned you on your first losers map. You got your second losers map. That's to be expected. But now, this is my territory. This is where I want to play. Northern Isles it is. 40 at the bottom left-hand side. Still 2 match points for the Grand Final versus Lin. 40's first WAL Grand Final is just 1 map away. But Happy is finding answers in his very own way. And it's not that easy to counter.
Yeah, I was kind of hypothesizing about the creep route before. Fortitude, it seems like on most maps, if it allows for it, likes to play a similar early game. And it's not very complicated. Use militia, creep fast, get level 3, expand. Attack across the map, get the cancel, get the lead. But this map is kind of awkward for level 3 Archmage, right? If you want to get it most efficiently, it's triple green into natural. And normally you want to take 3 camps to get level 3, because for 1 you take militia, then you send them back, then you take a small one without militia, and you call the boys again, that's your 3rd camp, that's level 3. And that's awkward here. Maybe you could try Tuskar into big green into Expo, but that's weird with the movement. So the point here is, I think it's not that easy to get level 3 AM, and then become aggressive right away, which might make for an easier early game for Happy.
I feel like 40 still got a very solid creep route. Unlike Sock, who would probably try to attack with level 2 early on. 40 will make it work. He always finds a way to level 3. And the question is, how much damage can Happy do, and how good is his defensive game this time? Because on Concealed, it was good, but not good enough. And he certainly has to step it up compared to that map.
Oh, and Happy's going for the instant expansion. So it's going to be even harder for 40 to find a cancel here, because getting level 3, as mentioned, is difficult. Sorry for the lag, guys. Sometimes this happens. Please do you. Stop it. This means Lich is going to be stuck on level 2 for a while. But it might finally be a game for Happy where the Expo doesn't get cancelled.
Well, Archmage gets claws. That helps. Lich gets only a ring, which is not too promising here. But yeah, on this level, items can make or break your game. So it is the expected later Expo or Expo creep for 40. Juicy Water Elemental, Juicy Militia.
Big glasses here as well, by the way. If the Lich steals 1 creep with the Nova, level 3 AM is going to be all the harder. Oh, almost got the level 4 guy.
Water Elemental goes down though. More mana on the Archmage, but he is bruised. And your prediction was so spot on. No level 3 for 40.
Happy not expanding though. Kind of surprising me. As mentioned on this map, it's pretty predictable. The AIM's going to have a tough time getting level 3. But Happy's teching instead. No expansion coming up. No Nerob at the Expo. And trying to make this expansion for 40 as difficult as possible. Of course, at some point, it will come up. Question is, though, how expansive will it be?
Dangerous territory here. Footman falling. Happy's Ghoul Flood is taken over. Archmage is still no level 3. This is rough for 40 so far. And I really wonder if he knows that there's no expansion.
I don't see a Footy Scout on the minimap right now. Ooh, this is a tough early game for Fortitude. Happy really putting on the screws here. Very strong, aggressive stance here at the start, finding tons of damage being dealt, while the tech is swiftly progressing. And, you know, we saw earlier on Titaners how there were a million towers, because they have to be, because there's an easy shredder. On this map, there is no easy shredder. A destroyer bust could be much more dangerous here.
You could probably pull out the Tuskars, right, to get a shredder on the right and left hand side. Then you give up a bit of map control and it takes time where you're not that efficient. So it is doable, but yeah, as you said, not free.
And the AM here being stuck on level 2 for a long time is very annoying. But now the expansion should be finishing. That Ritual Dagger, by the way, had sick value. healing full duration on the ghouls. Now heading towards the main base where they might find some more targets.
As there is no tower and the bruised peasants are here. Fodder for the ghouls who might be trapped here with the Archmage as a bouncer.
And that is one more peasant going down. Lumber's not looking good for 40. Oh my god, the tech is gonna be so late. Happy can start the tier 3 in just a second.
We did see a lot of tier 3 versus tier 1 play in the past 2 to 3 weeks. And just because you're 2 techs ahead doesn't mean you win the game, as crazy as that sounds. And we've seen it on both sides. We've seen tier 1 undead defeat tier 3 human and vice versa. So yeah, it's not looking good for 40 at the moment, especially with the lack of level 3. But this is not unwinnable.
Lich knows he can commit into the main base here. He's got the staff to get away. Happy getting so many peasant kills at the start. Level 3 now on the Lich. Mind you, after the expansion creep, he was only barely level 2. Happy got so many kills, including some on its own ghouls. While teching up. Tier 3 soon to be reached. Happy, I would say, has a clear lead after this early game. I said this before on map 1. I would like to see Happy try to tier 3 expand. I feel like if he tries to go for a bust with destroyers, it's always a risk. Every time, even with a good start. If 40 holds, then all those destroyer morphs will be for nothing.
That's right. We have a lot of peasant production now. Going lumber mill before tech to be able to go for these guard towers as early as possible. Acolyte block on the footy, so that can't escape. More fuel to the XP bar of the Lich. Levels are even now. Damage is looking good on both sides. What about the stability, though? Appreciate that Happy keeps the penguin alive.
Penguin lives matter.
That's right.
Lich looking for more targets once again. Good amount of mana. Some ghouls in tow. Happy very active this game, keeping Fortitude busy from minute 2 on. All the action is on the human side. Which again begs the question, couldn't Happy have expanded at some point? I guess that's hindsight 2020. Some ghouls might get trapped now in the main base. Happy also gets off a good scout, sees a lot of towers coming up. Fortitude might have enough lumber in the end regardless, despite no shredder.
We see towers coming up in the main. Does he have enough resources for towers at the expo? It's another question.
Lots of footmen for Fortitude, which are going to be fairly useless later on.
The denies are out of this world on both sides, by the way. It's so crazy. The Chinese overlay needs to count for how much XP was denied.
It was plenty. Oh, ghoul. Footy's close to getting a Lich surround, but there's a staff, so they know it wouldn't do much.
He's trying to go for the Lich surround, but yeah, you said it, staff down to 50%. It's a bit annoying, but Happy is just charging up, man. The 9-minute push from the matchup versus Night Elf, we know how strong this is. But 40 is given time for the towers, and the tech is about to progress as well. Happy supply is not looking that great.
Yeah, only 2 statues for Happy. He can have 2 destroyers max, 1 only with mana. And 40 has a nice time here for the counterattack. This should create plenty of space across the map to go for more towers.
40 is doing a tremendous job keeping Happy back, slowing him down. That shop! He got an orb, but if he kills the shop, there's no statues no more.
Yeah, he probably queued some more statues in the slaughterhouse. And now we got destroyers. And now the footmen have to flee. This is terrifying times for them now.
True, but if you morph the statue here, or the destroyer here with mana on them, the mana is ticking down. So this is all automatically like damage mitigation against the towers. Boy, he's buying so much time. I love it.
No top here for a while. That means no statue production for a good time. Happy could still counter expand.
Yeah, I guess I'd love that. I don't think he hits the timing anymore.
Yeah, the workshops are coming up. Once there's a couple of gyros, there's no way these Destros work anymore.
I agree. But Happy doesn't know that yet, does he?
Did he just make a ziggurat at the expo? Yeah. Okay, counter expansion. There we go. Finally, on map 4, Happy, following my wishes. Thank you very much, Happy. Trying for a tier 3 counter expansion. This is the newest development in the meta, where the undead doesn't go for a fast expansion. He doesn't go for an all-in push, but tries to counter expand on tier 3. And this can be the ultra late game then. Ideally, the human would love to follow then soon up with tank pressure, make that expansion difficult. But look how late 40's tech is. He's miles away from tanks.
That's right. But it takes less than 2 minutes and he's there. Is Happy going into full defense mode with wagons as well? I feel like on this map he should.
He hasn't chosen a third hero yet. Seems like he's trying to keep his options open. Dark Ranger or Dreadlord. Good scouting by Happy as well. With illusions, with skellies, he knows where the AM is. He knows where the MK is. Happy really, really, really doesn't want to have this expansion cancelled.
We do have Banshees now. For the first time this series. Proxy Griffin Aviary, 3 of them!
Okay, 40 knows he has lots of time, with Happy trying to go for an expo now, and that one will be finishing. Griffins demand lots of upgrades. He still needs a shredder.
2k gold, man. He could afford it. Could afford it. Potions as well. Still waiting for the tier 3.
Dark Ranger, by the way, is the pick. No Dreadlord, unfortunately, this series. At least not yet. Happy now full map control. He's benefiting from his tier 3 already. Way stronger out on the map. This is where you want to claim key creep camps as much as you can. And perhaps also take them away from the opponent. Like this one. The Tuskar stolen away, but 40 did so as well earlier. Taking the one on the undead side. 40 needs to get levels. MK cannot be stuck on level 1 this game.
No, not at all. And the Paladin, of course, we don't have to talk about him. 2,700 gold. Does he have the time to spend it? Town portal out. Too risky. Happy is at 50 as well. Expansion finished. Banshee upgrades queued. 40 still has time.
Here comes the Paladin. Also him. Only 50 supplies so far. More upgrades. Storm hammers. Fiend Banshee is the best possible counter against mass. Griffins? In theory, Gargs are also good, but Gargs get shredded by gyros. But is Happy gonna realize? I mean, who the hell plays triple Griffin Aviary?
Not many. Not many. Dude, that Lich is pimped, by the way. 3 claws circlet. TP, no Invo potions though. He could afford it. 40 now, triple Griffin production up.
Happy has a second crypt, that's very important, but no web. No Fiend transition yet.
Yeah.
Griffins are coming quick. Real quick.
40 is exploding in supply. He's spending a good chunk, but now, as you mentioned, in your times, stuck for lumber.
Oh, we see Gargs and wagons. And wagons is not what you want to have against Griffins.
Could be just a defensive wagon.
Oh, by the way, if 40 forgets about flag cannon, that would be a big mistake.
Guess it's a lumber thing. Q's defensive upgrades and more Griffins.
The lack of shredder, dude. The lack of shredder is really annoying for him here.
Yeah, he's spending so much on stuff he doesn't necessarily need immediately. Sanctum also very lumber heavy.
These Griffins have
so clutch to make the right calls now, man.
These Griffins, though, Can they do it? Now the Skelly sees it. I don't know if you saw it before, but now at the latest, Happy knows. Sees the Griffins. Sees the mass air army. Happy has one of two ways to go, either Gargs or Fiends. If he had the Dreadlord, he could go for the mass air, but without Dreadlord, Fiends seems like the more reliable. Yeah, and there is the tech switch.
Okay, 40 on the other side gets flag cannons as well. So important upgrades coming. Both need a little bit of time. 40 might be forced into a second TP. That was a solid pickup. Trying to be efficient, trying to run away. That would be the second red spot for Happy, though the levels are absurd.
Happy has had the lead here for a long time in the mid-game. Now 40 is up at 80 supply. But not that many gyros. The Gargs are actually really good right now, while the gyro numbers are kind of low. 5 gyrocopters only, with the upgrade just now having finished, and Happy gets the next red camp. Happy controlled the map really well with the map control that he had, and gets the next big item here. 2 good items for Happy. Not the perfect item, not the pipe, but satisfied with them, certainly.
Nobody will ever complain about an ancient Django, unless you're a TC. But yeah, this is fantastic, dude. This inventory. The Lich is pimped out.
Yeah, and the Dark Ranger
is looking insanely strong. Just the DK, a little naked, but I guess that's fine.
Yeah, crazy hero right click on Happy's side. Fortitude has to trust in the Griffins to put in the damage. And of course the gyros. But the gyros won't help against the heroes. That will be up to the Griffins. Griffin's about to have 3-1 upgrades. That is also quite formidable.
Can 40 still do it? High upkeep, Banshees. Third attack upgrade, gyro bombs.
Only 2 Banshees so far. This is
snipeable.
Not that strong yet. Happy has lots of room to grow. AMS being applied. And here we have the first big fight. Lots of gyros in the mix here right away. Happy falling back towards the main base. Coil on the Fiend saves that one. Happy, of course, would love to fight on Blight. Is 40 going to give him this little favor? Going in. Web's partly hitting. The Gargs are instantly gone, though. Happy has to win this fight now with the Fiends. MK in trouble right away. Mountain King in the front line. Tanking a lot of damage. Might be a nuke target coming up next. MK has to be staffed out. With that, he's saved. But still out of the fight for sure. More units going down. Fortitude way higher in supply. Happy losing a bunch. But he can reproduce quickly as well.
Oh boy. 40 is getting closer and closer to the grand final. 24 food lead. And Happy. These Banshees were sniped quickly. So was the Destroyer. The anti-air is not looking that strong. The hero's got to carry it. 40 just deleted the majority of this army. But 40 is also in high upkeep. So he's paying so much.
And 40 also killed the weak parts of the army. He killed the Gargs, he killed the Ghouls. And, okay, maybe also some Banshees. If this is just pure Fiend Banshee, it is the literal hard counter of this army. If Happy is up at 80 supply, only with Fiend Banshee, he might be able to beat a big Griffin army. The problem, though, is Happy's upgrades are very low. He needs to get some more upgrades for the Fiends.
He's working on that now. First attack upgrade coming. On the other side, we got 3 and 1. With upgrades for tanks and gyros coming in as well. God, there's so many gyros. There's so many gyros.
And they don't do much anymore. I mean, they do have gyro bombs, but that doesn't help against Fiends.
MK close to 3. Pally close to 3. Not only Happy has a lot of time to grow, but or room to grow, but 40 as well. Attacking the expansion now. 40, are you confident enough? Fiends are losing HP rapidly. Lich level 5 helps a bit against the Griffins, but not against the gyros. Web everywhere. He's using the flying machine bombs on the expansion, trying to kill it. Fiends are disappearing quickly. That's level 3 Mountain King. Lich in a bit of a precarious situation as well. Gets the hammer to the head. Level 40k. Oh my god! Just wipes him!
Lich going down. Happy not paying attention to the hero. Was the coil on cooldown? I'm not sure if it was. But Lich falling, this could be the win for 40 in the end. I think Happy would have won this fight if not for that loss. But Fortitude trying to close it out right now, right here. Happy fighting on without the first hero, repairing also at the expansion, at the gold mine. Griffins, though, quickly getting taken out. You can see how strong the Fiend Banshee is against the Griffins. It is the hard counter. The Griffins are all gone, but the heroes are still here. The gyros are still here. The expansion in trouble. Happy has to sell some items. I think he just did. Lich still isn't back. Supply is getting more and more even. The gyros trying to take out the Expo, but they can't just yet.
Oh my god, what a game this is, what a finish! Maybe to the series, the Mountain King with another clap, big damage mitigation, 2 more Fiends falling! Gyros are working so hard at that Haunted Goldmine, can't crack it just yet, but it seems like it's just a matter of time. Happy, still out of resources, switching the focus, Archmage, Holy Light saves him there, Paladin might be left alone. Oh, this is gonna be crazy. Can TP out whenever, but wants to have more damage uptime. Feels like he needs to get this gold mine somehow. There's a worker still. Happy, can he repair against it? Water elementals are coming. Heroes are coming. If he gets his haunted gold mine, this might just be over. Gets it finally.
Takes it out. One Fiend also in trouble. The Holy Light here is absolutely tremendous. Happy close to losing this series. Fortitude is not evacuating. He's staying in this fight. Trying to expand again, but the ghouls are down there. They're going to prevent this. The Lich is lacking so desperately. And the Death Knight now in trouble as well. Getting Stormbolted and focused. Happy here mispositioning his DK. The Lich is back, but now the Death Knight is dead. And Fortitude is pushing his way through into the grand final.
Is it the first time in TPL WAL history that Happy is not in the grand final? Lin is waiting and he's rubbing his hands. 40, one step away from his first WAL grand final. Finally, 3 times the charm for him. So much left here. The gyros are disruptive. The Lich is not the force he used to be without any mana. Statues are being taken out. Fiends falling rapidly. We got workers in the mix here. GG! 40 didn't! And look at the celebration! After all, he did it! Grand Final 40!
He does make it, beating Happy finally once again after a recent loss streak. With the last win being a while ago. Now with a glorious, glorious win in the lower bracket, does eliminate Happy. Happy vulnerable this tournament. Losing to Lin and now losing to Fortitude. Happy indeed doesn't make the grand final for the first time for once, with Fortitude playing an amazing series here.
He was down 2 techs, 3 levels, and he still makes it work. This guy is not getting phased by anything. You can kill 10 of his workers early game, he doesn't care. Like, what do you have to do to stop 40's game? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, really well played here.
Down 2 techs, dude.
To be honest, this game came down to Happy making a mistake on the Lich. If he saves the Lich, he wins the fight, he pushes back. The Griffin timing is gone, and he wins this game. This was because of the hero loss. If the Lich survives, Happy wins this. Guaranteed. But how 40 finds the opportunity. Stormbolt, I think a whole lot was involved. And of course, Griffins with 3 attack upgrades. Pretty crazy. They weren't quite fully nullified by the Banshees. The Banshee count wasn't quite high enough. Close one, dude. Super close one. That hero kill paves the way for 40's grand final.
My god. What a WAL. The reign of terror of Happy is over. 40 and Lin in the grand final. This is the first time this year where Happy won't win a TPL or WAL. Last one who was able to defend it was 1-0 in the December qualifier finals. 3-1 Lin Happy, and now Fortitude as well. Wow. Happy did try to switch it up, but he couldn't find the solution. The Lich Destro Express stopped on Tidehunters early. Happy realized this is not what I can be going for. The towers are coming up. And 40 again did his homework. Happy came up with a new solution with that Lich Destro push. 40 fell to it again and again and again, 6 times in a row. Here when it counts, in the lower bracket where the fight for survival was on, he had the solution. He had the timings. And with that, he has the grand final.
Yeah, Fortitude versus Lin will be played tomorrow, it seems like. We're seeing the schedule for tomorrow, and there we see Moon and Focus versus Flying Infi. That's a 2v2 grand final for tomorrow. And also, indeed, here we see it now. Tomorrow's schedule. We thought the best of 7 grand final was going to be today, but no, it shall be tomorrow. Lin and 40 to play that one out after the 2v2 grand final. So tomorrow we'll be crowning the champion. Sorry for debating, you guys. We also thought it was going to be today, but no, alas, it shall be tomorrow.